You guys remember that hedgehog named Sonic the Hedgehog? He's blue, he's fast and furious. Well, around the same time, Sega got a great idea to make a game where you can play as this little hedgehog that can go very fast. Sega didn't really expect much from this guy. They thought he wouldn't do that great in the sales. But when the game released, it was a hit and was a competition to Nintendo. But fast forward to this year, Nintendo and Sega have officially calmed down with the whole war, and they actually partnered up together to make Olympic Games for Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games. Fast forward to like the 2020-something year, and Sega really wanted to make a Sonic movie, so they partnered up with Paramount Plus, and they dropped the official teaser trailer for the actual movie, and everybody hated the first looks of it. Memes started going around with Sonic being called Ugly Sonic in this new design for the movie. So, Sega and Paramount did the reasonable thing in this situation and delayed the movie by a whole year to fix its design. And a couple of years later, they released the whole trailer, and it wasn't that bad. They actually fixed its design. And fast forward to a couple of years, the first movie came out, and it was a box office success. Little did Paramount and Sega know, this will become one of the biggest franchises of all time. Okay, not big, but you get what I mean. Alright, let's begin. Today we're going to be ranking every... wait, hang on a second. I'm getting a phone call from Discord. Hello?
Hey, Braden.
Whoa, Stickman. Hey, what are you doing here?
I don't know, I just got here. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm very glad you asked, Stickman. I'm actually about to rank every single live-action Sonic movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for it.
Let me guess you are making this video cause of Sonic 4.
Stickman, you know me so well, man. I mean, of course it's because of Sonic 4. I mean, who wouldn't make it? Who wouldn't make a ranking video just to celebrate Sonic's 4 production? By the way, how did you know?
I just guessed.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, I'm leaving. We will talk later.
All right, Stickman. Good luck reaching 500 subscribers. I hope you can reach the goal. Man, what a nice guy. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Today we are ranking every single live-action Sonic movie ever made. Yes. The first ever Sonic live-action movie to ever exist. I gotta tell you, this movie was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good, but it was okay. Years later, Sonic is now living under a hole, being very sad about it, but he's still having a good time. He freakily visits the city called Green Hills, and he sees this person every day called the Donut Lord, whose actual name is Thomas, but we'll get into that later. And let me just tell you, the production of this thing was actually kind of hell to work on. And not as CGI was so hard to animate, or the production was too expensive, or the CGI was getting too expensive. No, it wasn't that. It was Ugly Sonic. So for the people who don't even know what happened, apparently Sega and Paramount released the first trailer for the Sonic movie. And it was horrible. The Sonic design was really bad. It didn't even look like Sonic, and it was just ugly to even look at. So you know what Sega did and Paramount did? They had to delay the movie by a whole year just to fix its design. But anyway, back on the plot, we are introduced to Thomas. Apparently, he is a cop and he has a wife. But for some reason, Sonic just calls him a Donut Lord. Anyway, this guy named Dr. Robotnik is trying to capture Sonic or something and wants to take over the world. And while Sonic is avoiding Robotnik's robots, he actually comes across Thomas, and Thomas knocks him out. And while this is all happening, Sonic actually loses all his rings by a portal opening, and he dropped it in the portal, and it's on the top of a city, on the top of the tower. So Sonic's new goal is just to go to that tower and get the rings. All right, based on that premise, let's go over what Sonic is going through. He is going through being alone. After Owl's death, it was pretty sad to see him be alone. And the baseball scene was the baseball scene where he pretends to play baseball, but everybody is just him. Like the crowd is him, the players are him, and he is the winner. But deep down, he's just very alone. But anyway, after Thomas sees that Sonic isn't the bad guy, he agrees to help Sonic get the rings, and they have to stop Robotnik as well. And we get the typical Thomas riding in the car with a CGI animal. Typical thing again. Sonic and Thomas go do fun stuff like beat up people at a bar and survive it somehow, talk to each other and get to know each other a little more better and bond. And I have to be honest, this was a sweet moment in my opinion. It's when Sonic really finally realizes he's not alone. Anyway, Sonic and Robotnik fight, and Sonic does the classic Fortnite dance for some reason. But Sonic gets the reins back and defeats Robotnik, and he sends them to the mushroom world because Sonic hates mushrooms, I guess. Overall, it was okay. Not bad, but not good. Humor was pretty good. The actor for Sonic was generally perfect. Thomas and Sonic's whole, relationship was probably the best part about this whole movie, honestly. And the action was good. If I don't like one thing about this movie, the human drama was really stupid, in my opinion. There's a lot of humans in this movie, and it didn't even feel like Sonic to me. Why would there be human drama in a Sonic movie? Let's be honest. Also, there's a lot of licensed musics in this movie. Even though Sega has a lot of music from the Sonic games they could have used in this movie, but for some reason, they didn't. I forgot to mention this, but at the end credit scenes, Tails appears and is looking for Sonic. The end. Overall, it's a pretty decent movie. It's not a horrible thing in the world, but it's not a good thing, honestly. Sonic 2 was actually pretty okay. But I feel like this one is a little bit more better than the first one, in my opinion. The CGI was definitely a bigger upgrade. Knuckles was actually a pretty cool character, and this is genuinely one of the best Knuckles I think I ever seen. And they perfectly translated how Tails and Knuckles acted like in the games. Anyway, the plot of this movie is about Dr. Robotnik escaping from the mushroom world and meeting this guy named Knuckles and decides to team up with him. And back to Sonic, he is getting into trouble, and Thomas tells him he's still a kid. And Sonic just wants to prove him wrong. While this is all happening, Thomas has to go to a wedding for some reason, which was really forgettable in my opinion. And while he's doing all that, Sonic is just partying at the house, but then Dr. Robotnik shows up, and Knuckles basically beats the shit out of Sonic for a bit. But then Tails saves him. Basically, Tails in this movie is basically a Sonic fanboy. I'm not a fan of this, honestly. Don't get me wrong, Tails does act like how he acts like in the games, but making him this Sonic fanboy who just spots him all the time was really strange and really confusing in my opinion. And while this is all happening, Dr. Robotnik and Knuckles are teaming up. However, Knuckles does demand the Master Emerald. This thing is apparently a thing that can change the person's reality, and Knuckles wants to use this for his ancestors. Apparently, this guy's his whole backstory, but when he was a kid, he wanted to go with his dad, but his dad insisted that it would be too dangerous, and he never saw his dad again. This was a pretty sad scene in my opinion, because it just shows to Sonic that he wasn't the only one that lost something he really loved. So Sonic and Tails go on this very scary and dangerous snowstorm, very dangerous. And then Sonic uses the rings, or no, Thomas just uses the rings that Sonic gave him and opens the portal so he can come to his world. There's a wedding drama in this movie, which was forgettable. I'm being dead ass. Every single human drama in this movie was so forgettable. Anyway, there's a scene where Sonic has to run on water, but almost drowns, but ends up on the safe place. And then the water transforms into this place where the Master Emerald is. But Robotnik and Knuckles reach it first. Knuckles and Sonic fight for a bit, but then Sonic has to prove to Knuckles that Mr. Robotnik isn't actually trying to team up with you. He's just trying to get it for himself. But after a lot of convincing, Knuckles finally realizes that Mr. Robotnik isn't actually trying to use it for themselves. He's trying to use it for himself. Anyway, the place is starting to go back to water, and everybody gets out of the water, except for Sonic. But Sonic cannot swim, and he almost actually drowns. I'm not kidding. This was actually a dark scene, in my opinion. And then Knuckles saves him. There's a whole scene where they talk and stuff, but then they start to get along with each other. Anyway, Mr. Robotnik has the Master Emerald, and he uses this thing for his power. A giant robot to destroy the city. Anyway, there's a whole sequence where Sonic and Tails and Knuckles are trying to stop the robot, and they almost lose. But then Sonic gets the Master Emerald, but it breaks and goes into the Chaos Emeralds. And Sonic uses them to turn into, I'm not joking, this is the best scene in the whole movie, and I love this reference so much, Super Sonic. But anyway, I'm sorry for this. Super Sonic beats up Dr. Robotnik, and he kind of turns back normal to himself. And Robotnik is dead. For now. Yeah, Sonic 2 was okay. I didn't really have a lot of problems with this movie. There wasn't really any problems, honestly. But for some reason, they focus on a human drama side plot where the girl gets married and then, the boy she marries already breaks up with him. Is who cares? This is Sonic, not about you. Jim Carrey carries this movie so much by playing Dr. Robotnik. This guy was literally the best part about this whole movie. He's so perfect in the first movie and this movie. We gotta protect Jim Carrey at all costs. We gotta protect him at all costs. I don't care. Knuckles and Tails are pretty enjoyable to see on screen. They got me very nostalgic and got me to tear up a little bit. But I don't like how they made Tails like a fanboy of Sonic in this movie. Like, he wasn't bad, honestly, but making him this fan of Sonic and then spying on him was creepy on my own. But they were likable characters, and I'll give it that. But on the positive, though, the CGI is so damn good. I love the Knuckles backstory where we find out about his ancestors and how his dad would never come back to him, which was really sad. Overall, Sonic 2 was a better movie than the first one, in my opinion, but it is still okay. This was really forgettable. Not like bad forgettable, it's just like, who is gonna watch this, honestly? I'm gonna make this very quick because I want to talk about Sonic 3. But the show's main premise is that Knuckles is gonna train Wade from the first two movies to make him become an ultimate sorcerer. And that's it. It's not even like a Knuckles TV show. It's not even around Knuckles. It's basically about Wade, which really sucked because why just call it the Wade Show if you're just gonna focus on Wade? Knuckles was really forgettable throughout the whole movie. He didn't really do anything, which sucked because the show is literally titled behind him. And that's basically it. I really don't want to say anything else about this TV show. It's pretty okay, but kind of forgettable, honestly, so yeah.
Give me that sunset, give me that ride, give me them stars out 4-wheel drive.
I do not care what nobody and any of you guys say. This is literally like the best thing from the Sonic franchise of all time. I am being dead ass. I am being honest. This is like the best thing from this series so far. And the fact that this movie was made after Sonic Adventure 2, which was really cool in my opinion. I loved that fact. Including Keanu Reeves as Shadow, which was so damn perfect. But no. That wasn't even like the most interesting part about this whole movie because freaking Jim Carrey pulled this movie to a bit. Let's just go over the plot. So basically, this is about this guy named Shadow. He was like a lab experiment, but then he broke out and escaped. Shadow goes to this like Tokyo type of place, but then realizes he's been trapped here until 2024, which would equal to a very long time. Back to Sonic in the game. It's Sonic's birthday, and they go celebrate it. But then Tom and him have a talk about how he's still a kid and you gotta grow up. I don't think that's the real conflict they talk about, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Sonic and Knuckles and Tails hear about Shadow and want to stop him, and they go to stop him, and they absolutely lose. Even Knuckles somehow loses because this guy was so strong and like powerful as well. So Sonic and Knuckles and Tails go to call the person they only know, and that only person is Dr. Robotnik. They go to team up with this guy, and they actually start to get along and actually do some stuff with it. But then Dr. Robotnik betrays him and wants to work with his dad, which is a older version of himself. But after a while, Sonic kind of betrays Knuckles and Tails and Knuckles go to steal the Master Emerald. But then we learn about Shadow's backstory, and I have to be really honest, this has got to be like the deepest thing in a Sonic franchise of all time. I'm not being dead ass. Really deep stuff here. So apparently, Shadow was in a relationship with this girl named Maria. Not like in a romantic relationship, like just like a friend relationship. And these two were getting really along, and it's really sweet to see on screen. But then a fire was happening, and they had to get her out of there. But Mira didn't make it. And I love that Dr. Robotnik's grandfather was in this too. It just made this scene so much more powerful. And ever since then, Shadow's been consumed by revenge. There's also a scene where Thomas gets sent to the hospital because of stuff that happened. So Shadow and Sonic do this whole fight where Sonic is Super Sonic and Shadow is Super Shadow. And it's a really amazing fight scene. Just go watch it for yourself. But then they land on the moon and they talk things out. And then Shadow realizes this is not what Mara wanted from him. She created him to be nice and like fellowish. And like nice, that's where I'm getting. Don't follow the fell in this part. Sonic and Shadow make up and they return on Earth and everything is good. I literally do not care what nobody says. This is like literally like one of the best things from the Sonic franchise of all time. It's kind of a shame this movie was also a competition to Mufasa, the Lion King, which, let's be honest, this movie bogged the hell out of that movie because Disney literally just wanted to buy Sega at that time, and everybody thought they were joking, but they were actually trying to buy Sega. Like, why? Are you really buying a studio because Mufasa bombed at the box office? Like, nobody gives a shit about your live-action remakes, Disney. But Sonic 3 was the best film and one of the best movies of all time in 2024. The whole emotion, the whole character development, everything was perfect. And I'm definitely super excited for Sonic 4 because the credit scene teased Amy Rose. Oh, yes! Overall, the Sonic 3 movie was definitely one of the best movies in the franchise so far. It generally had character development, great storylines, and just overall great characters. And overall, this is just the funniest movie of all time from this franchise. So, I would recommend this movie to literally everyone. Overall, the Sonic franchise is definitely one of the best video game franchises of all time. And the movie franchises, well, they started off as okay and kind of good at the same time. Sonic 3 changed everything. It was literally called the best movie of 2024. Sonic 3 changes the way how people look at the Sonic franchise, like in the Sonic video game franchise and the Sonic movie franchise. And with Sonic 4 coming out very soon in 2027, it's really incredible to see this movie coming out soon. And Sonic 3 was just an incredible movie. And if I had to describe the Sonic Sonic live-action movie franchise in a whole, it was a franchise that was started off as okay and kind of mid. But when Sonic 3 came out, it was considered one of the best live-action movie franchises of all time. And overall, I'm pretty excited for Sonic 4 overall. So, that does it for today's video. I want to personally thank Stickman Reviews for the audio from the beginning of the intro. This guy's literally amazing. Please subscribe to him. I want him to reach 500 subscribers. Please! I want to also personally thank him for getting me to this milestone of 200 subscribers. He sent one of his viewers to come subscribe to me, which, thank you, man. But overall, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you want to subscribe. Maybe, just maybe, we should go to our milestone of 300 subscribers. But, no, not right now. But thank you for watching. If you consider it, please subscribe to the channel. It would really help me a lot. And please go subscribe to Stickman Reviews. He needs it. He's doing the Disney ranking. Like, I'm not joking. Not type of eras. All of Disney. Good luck, man. Alrighty, that's gonna do it. Alright, see you later, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Also, my next ranking is ranking every animated 4K movie ever. Jesus Christ, what type of name is that? That's like one of the worst, that's like terrible. I hate that word.